conversation, explain something. So my name is Carlos. I'm a host here in Talk and Talk, but I'm not a teacher. I'm a student just like you guys, all right? And that's saying that I want to like both everyone introduce yourself, all right? Because right now we are live on YouTube and people in there maybe want to know who are you, all right? So let's start with you, Osvaldo. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, let's do it. I'm Osvaldo. I am 36 years old. I live in Americana, next to Campinas, São Paulo, with my fiance and a stepson. But I have two sons that don't live with me, so I have three children. I'm software developer in a startup with payment method. And I have been work in a side project since last year. In my free time, I love to play video games. I like to watch lives, and I like so much to listen and try to sing music. That's it.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. And what about you, Daphne? Can you talk a little bit about yourself, please?
Yes, good morning, guys. My name is Daphne. I'm 28 years old. I'm married. I live in Amsterdam. I studied psychology, and I have two cats. And that's it.
All right, thank you. And what about you, João Gilson?
Good, mo Good morning. I'm Johnson. I am 26 years old. I am from Sergipe. I like to play guitar, read books, watch movies in my free time, and I think that's it.
Okay, thank you. And what about you, Antonio? Can you talk a little bit about yourself?
Hello, good morning. I'm Antonio. I'm 25 years old. I'm from Maranhão. I am a chemistry teacher. And in my free time, normally I like to read or watch some movies. That's it.
Okay, thank you. And finally, good morning, Rogério. How are you? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, good morning, everyone. I'm Rogério. I'm 49 years old. I'm living in Rio de Janeiro with my wife, my stepdaughter, my dog. I'm accountant. I'm here in talk to get more confidence. In my free time, I like to practice exercise, read book, watch movies, and that's it. That's enough.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I think you already came to an immersion with me. All right, I'm correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so I'm glad you come back. And what about you, Yanka? Good morning.
Morning, guys. Morning, Carlos. Well, my name is, sorry.
Go ahead.
Morning. My name is Bianca. I am 27 years old. I am living in Campinas, doing my PhD in here. And well, in my free time, I like to watch some series, to cook, listen to music, or take a time with my kids, my parents, things chill like that.
All right. Thank you, guys. So since we are, oh, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself as well. So my name is Carlos. I work as a software engineer. I'm here in Talk and Talks for 1 year and a half, 2 years. I don't remember exactly. What I can say more about me? I'm married. I had 2 daughters, and English always was a challenge to me, But since I discovered Talk and Talk, I gained a lot of experience and a lot of confidence speaking that language. So I always say to everyone that I had the opportunity, please don't lose your time. And if you want to unlock your communication skills, join us. So this is the reason I'm here in Talk and Talk and why I'm a host. Guys, I will change to Portuguese quickly. Vou mudar para o português rapidinho. Como hoje a gente está com a casa cheia, eu vou separar a gente em 2 salas para ficar uma dinâmica melhor, para que todos tenham bastante tempo para falar. Quando a sala está muito cheia, acaba que você tem menos tempo para você falar. Então, por isso que a gente divide em salas menores. Eu vou abrir as salas aqui e aí vai aparecer um convite e você precisa aceitar. Antes de eu abrir as salas, eu vou mandar novamente as perguntas, porque entraram outras pessoas. E só para explicar para o pessoal que vai ficar na outra sala, você vai ter as perguntas como um guia ali, mas, Ianca, não sei se você está me ouvindo.
Yes, I am.
Beleza. Vou pedir para você, eu sei que já tem um tempo de Talk and Talk, você me ajuda a organizar o pessoal ali. Essas perguntas são agree, disagree. Você vai ter que não apenas responder sim, eu concordo, ou não, eu não concordo, mas tentar dizer o porquê em cada sentença ali você pensa dessa ou daquela forma. Ok, pessoal? Quando der uns 10, 5, 10 minutos antes de acabar o nosso horário, eu chamo todos para a sala principal. Beleza? So let's do it and let's train our English. All right. So, okay, guys, as I was explaining, today we will talk about that, the pros and cons about work on site or hybrid or work or remote work. All right. And let's say we can start with the first question. Okay. So I say we had those sentence and you had to say why you agree or disagree which sentence. Okay. Rogério, can you read the question number 2, please?
Number 2, yes.
Okay.
Remote work allows employees to work from anywhere, which is particularly important in times of uncertainty. I agree to this phrase, to the sentences. Remote work, it's a nice way to work because you can work wherever you desire, I think the main reason is you are become responsible what you need to do. I mean, if you, for example, is analysis, you have some tasks that you need to deliver, So even if you couldn't see no friends, no colleagues, you are be part of this work, and you need to deliver some tasks, some maybe important tasks, and you can see guys or people from it or teams, So as wonderful if you want to make a trip, sorry, and you couldn't do it, and you in the another country, you could work. It's possible to work. It's possible to forget marcar ponto 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's my view.
All right. Yeah, I agree with you. And you say you work as a
Accountants.
accountant, contador, né?
Yes.
Okay. And the work you do, you can work remotely or not?
Yeah. Today I'm working remotely. It's possible for me. Wherever I were, I could enter and site from Prefeitura do Rio, Receita Federal, send the information for them. For me, it's
No,
wonderful. I can
no
sleep
problem.
more. I can avoid traffic. It's wonderful.
All right. All right. And what about you, Antonio? You say you are a chemistry teacher, all right?
Yeah,
I think in our case, it's not so easy to work remotely, but what do you think about the second sentence?
I agree with your project. I think that the remote work uh, give more freedom to the employee because the employee avoid the car traffic, for example, uh, uh, have more time to enjoy in your home, more comfortable. But uh, uh, think about the education. It's more difficult to work remote in case of the student because it's more difficult to have more participation. Normally, the student turn off the camera, don't turn on the microphone. So normally we have the realize that the students are just entering the class and make other things because I cannot see. So, but now I don't work. I study. I am doing the master degree, but I have the experience to work in a remote. And it's difficult. If the student don't want to study, it's difficult.
All right. So how long are you a teacher?
So I graduated in February, so recently.
Oh, it was recently.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, did you had the experience of trying to teach someone during the pandemic or not?
Now, after the pandemic, I have 1 month to work remote, but
Mm,
yeah,
okay. Yeah, as you say, to someone who doesn't want to study at all, it will be harder to the teacher, because if the student doesn't open the camera, I think right here in Talk and Talk, it's a little bit hard or awkward when someone is talking without opening the camera. I don't know the reason, but I like to watch or see the faces and the expression of who is talking. So to a teacher, I think it will be the same. So that can be hard. And I remember during the pandemic, a lot of memes, um monte de meme. The classes during the pandemic was really interesting. Guys doing a lot of other things than only study. Eu lembro de uma menina, I remember a girl with pombos. I think é pombo. I don't know how to say pombo in English.
that I saw the video.
Yeah, it was amazing. A lot of other cases, So yeah, to some kind of work remotely can be hard, but to other ones can be a kind of freedom, as you say and Rogério say. It will be really interesting. I think I agree with you guys. Um, Thinking the times we live nowadays, where remote work can give some freedom to someone, but that it's not all the jobs can be done remotely. So let's move to the third question. Antonio, can you read the third question and start answering, please?
Okay. Hybrid work is the best solution as it combines the best of the both world, on-site interaction, and the flexibility of remote work. So, I haven't ever had the experience with the hybrid works, so I don't know if the kind of the work it's good or not. In theory, I think it's good. I don't know. But I don't have experience to answer the affirmation. I think that's good, but I don't have points to to press about it.
Okay, but you are studying to do a master degree, all right?
Exactly.
And I think there are parts of your work as a researcher we can do by yourself at home, all right? And other parts you had to go to the college to talk with the teachers and taking some classes. Is that correct?
Sorry, could you repeat?
Sorry. I think part of your work as a research, parte do teu trabalho como pesquisador, you can do by yourself at home, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
But but sometimes you need to go to the college. Às vezes você precisa ir para a universidade to
Yeah,
talk with teachers, taking classes and present part of work, apresentar parte da tua pesquisa, conversar com professores, terem aulas, correto?
yeah.
So I think for you, it's kind of hybrid work, Sometimes you
Oh,
are at
yeah.
home and sometimes you are going on site. Então, às vezes você está em casa e às vezes você está presencial. Então, I don't know. We can
Yeah,
call that like a hybrid work. All
I
right.
did just see this perspective, but yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And as you say, you had the sentence say the best solution. I think for your case it's the best for sure. Sometimes you can spend more time at your home, and when you need, you can go to the university and talk with people, doing network and interact with other human beings sometimes is good, So yeah, I think it's best solution. And what about you, Rogério? You say you can work remotely and it's good to you because you can do everything remotely, but sometimes can be good or not go to some place and stay working on site. What do you think?
It's wonderful, guys. Wonderful working remotely. Uh, it's wonderful. For my view, it's the best solution that that exists for this moment. In my company, for example, we are trying to start this practice. It depends of our president to to sign the the contract with the employees. Uh, it will be I rather heard it will be a rule 2 days. I think 2 days working at home. It will become a hybrid work. I will love it. I nowadays I love this solution, and it start when it start, which for me it will be wonderful. We can, for example, I will start my work at a.m. I wake up more early to study English, you know. If I don't have this opportunity today, I was on the subway with a lot of people, you know, going to the office. The period I think it's around 1 hour and 30 minutes to get there. Yes, I finished my the job. I think I finished 5 p.m. and I've uh, I've already scheduled to 5:30 English 5:30. You know, so it's time to enjoy. It's time to uh, aproveitar. I forget this word. Uh, and study. And I think
All right.
enjoy.
I
And
was thinking in enjoy as well.
yes,
So
yes, I think
but I don't have a sure about that.
yes,
Yeah, I agree with you guys. For some kind of work, the hybrid work can be a good solution, you know. But in my case, I really love to work remotely. Um, Actually, I had the experience of working remotely since 2013, 2013. It was the first time I worked remotely to a I live in Ponta Grossa. It's 100 kilometers far away from Curitiba, which is the capital of Paraná. And I was working and living in Curitiba. I moved to there to work. And after 3 months on that job, I quit and I said to my boss, I don't want to live in a big city. It's awful, you know, the traffic. At that time, the traffic was awful. And I say to them, I want to quit. And they say to me, oh, why don't you go to our home in Ponta Grossa and work remotely to us? And I never had listened from anyone who was doing that at that time, you know? 11 anos atrás, eu não lembro de ninguém estar fazendo isso. And was the best experience of my life, you know? At that time, we use a cell phone called Nextel. I don't know if you know, guys, but it was a kind of cell phone, but it rings when my boss wanted to talk with me and was really good, the experience. And I liked that so much that I decided I don't want to work this way on site anymore in my life. But it was a long time until I can finish what I want to work only remotely. But the last 3 or 4 years of my life, I'm working exclusively remotely. And I quit the last job I was working because my boss say, oh, if you want to evolve in the company, you need to show up at the company sometimes, you know. If you don't show up, you will not grow. So I decided to quit my job because I don't want to work on site anymore for all. And it was good because this opened the opportunity to work the company I'm working right now. And I think if I was locked in this kind of thing, you know, I didn't take risk to change my job. So it was a good experience. So yeah, the work that I do can be done exclusively remotely. Actually, I work to a company located on USA, and the team is spread around the world, and we can do the same work as without problem. So I think hybrid work can be a good solution in some case, but for me, when I had to go to the office, it's only to chilling with people, you know? It's not related to work. It's to do jokes with the guy you know on the computer. É para fazer só piada. Tipo, um cara que você só conhece pelo computador, você conhece ele pessoalmente. É legal essa parada, but I think we can do that we can reserve that to a party, you know? At the end of the year, the company find some place and we can spend time together. But in my case, I like to work remotely. So let's jump to the next question. Question number 4. Hybrid work is important to balance employee well-being and company efficiency. Yeah, I agree with that because in some kind of work, I think it's important. You know, as Rogério say, you don't spend too much time in the traffic. You can do the tasks you want before you start to work or after you finish the work. I'm right here, the same reason than Rogério. I will start to work 8:30 a.m. So I had time to practice English before I start to work. And after I finish my work, I start to run, you know, because right now it's much more easier to me. I'm in my home and I'm doing more exercise than when I was working on site. So it's good. I really like that. And if you can combine the both of the if you can combine the both ways of a work, that can be good. And what about you, Antonio? What do you think about that?
I agree. I think that's good. The work. Uh, I think that in the case of education, for example, it's good because we have the opportunity to develop more participation of the student in the part of presential. In the remote, you can develop others activities. So it's a good solution in this case to avoid the distance of the student, I think. But I did have this kind of the work and the teacher area. And normally is all only presential or only remote. The work I did see, but it's probably that it have, but it's good. Think about it, it's good. A good solution, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't remember a kind of class you can do hybrid, you know, part presential and part remote. But anyway, the world is so big, maybe that can exist, but I don't know. And what about you, Rogério? What do you think about the question number 4?
I agree with you guys. There are a lot of benefits when you and the companies decided to start this solution for the employee. It's my view. Uh, I already heard there are some people to decide to travel and combine the period of needs to work uh, because the company decide to hybrid for forever, you know. So if they build the office or rent, they cancel this contract and put the employees to work at home. I think it was amazing for the efficiency to the company because all of employees are satisfaction with this the way to work. In to employee, oh, amazing opportunity. As the other question sentence, we can combine your well-being, well-being, and your tasks that you must do. I think it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. And I think after the pandemic, it's 4 years right now. People adjust their lives to work remotely, right now I had my own space in my house and it's not my bedroom, but I know people can nowadays understand even more if you are start to remotely uh, if you start to work remotely, your family understand this easier. If you had a meeting, people will respect you, at least in my family, people don't try to disturb you. And it was really good, if the company saw that. And of course, at the beginning of the pandemic, everything was crazy, people working from their beds and working from the kitchen. And as Rogério say, people traveling. For me, I don't like to travel and take my work with me. I already had that experience, my wife and my kids were traveling, go to the beach, and I couldn't get a day off in my job, and I had to get my work with me in there. It was good because I could work until 3 p.m. and go to the beach with them, but I decide I don't want to do this anymore. I know I can do, but if I'm traveling with my wife and my kids, I prefer to spend the time with them. So uh, in the future, if I had to travel again, I will try to avoid take the work with me. But it's good. I know I can do that. It's a kind of freedom. I had to wake up early and do and turn my shift, mudar o meu horário de trabalho. But if I can avoid that, I will prefer to avoid. But if I cannot avoid, I will, of course, I prefer to travel with my family than stay at home alone and they traveling without me. It's easier for sure. Sorry, guys, my voice, I got flu, so I'm not so good. Question number 5. Rogério, can you read the question number 5, please?
Yes. On-site work is essential for building healthy professional relationships. Yes, I totally agree with this sentence. You can change the LinkedIn profile. You can change some ideas, learn some tips, trocar ideias. I don't know this word with these guys. I think but it's from my view, it's not mandatory to be at the office to create this relationship. I think we can do it wherever you are. For example, if you are working hybrid, you can build this relationship. I think in the same way that we are working face to face, don't know. And I think I know some guys that they an employee and they finding job, and some jobs doesn't have an opportunity to work remotely. They they desist. They don't accept this opportunity, this job. They are finding well-being, you know, well-being, the word for me. They are finding well-being, and yeah, I think for some reasons, for some private reasons, I think they are right. It's important. As you said, Carlos, pandemic opened our mind to see how is good working remotely. I
Exactly,
think
exactly.
uh,
And in your career, Rogério, do you remember or did you met someone exclusively remotely, you know, someone you only had contact online and you never saw that guy face to face, as you say? Já conheceu alguém, você tem experiência com alguém apenas no contato remoto, nunca conheceu a pessoa pessoalmente, né? Ao longo da sua carreira? Teve alguma experiência assim?
no. I just worked in big company, but they don't have this policy to work remotely. It started with pandemic, just with pandemic, you know. But
So
I
you,
know,
everyone who work with you, you at some time you already talk with them face to face.
yes.
All right. And what about you, Antonio? What do you think about the question number 5?
So I agree. It's so essential um, to create a good networking, right? I believe it's so important in the profession, the work, have this contact. Uh, Mainly if the person is I forgot the word. Uh, Intern, estagiário.
Okay.
So important to have the contact with others professional to understand the tasks and the environment, the dynamic. It's so good. Have this contact with others persons, creating a good relationship with others persons to this.
It was a good point of view. Actually, I never think about the internship, you know. And right now, thinking, I had to agree with you, Antonio, because I can't imagine an internship being remotely, you know, can be hard because when you are intern, quando você é um estagiário, you need to someone guiding you, you know, taking our hand in showing how you can do that, you know, and that can be, I can imagine that being done. I'm thinking in my job, you know, in my situation, I can imagine that being done remotely. Of course, there are exceptions all the time, but uh, I think it will be easier if people are getting close to that. Yeah, I never think about that. But thinking about the relationship, as I say, uh, I work remotely, and there are guys in my career I never met them face to face, and I had the opportunity to refer. I don't remember, indicar alguém, you know, when your boss asks, do you know someone to this job position? Can you uh, indicar alguém? I forget how to say that in English. And I say, I know a guy who can help us, but it was someone I never met face to face. It was only online. It was someone who worked with me in another company, and I know he do a good job to what the company wants. And I send the LinkedIn profile to my boss, and he was hired to work with us in the other company. So yeah, I think we can build professional relationship with other guys remotely, but thinking about the internship, I can imagine that being done exclusively remotely. Yeah, it was really good to think about that. So let's move to the other question. Question number 6. I forget who read the last one. I don't remember if it was you, Rogério, or if it was you, Antonio. So uh, who can read the question number 6, please?
I can. Can.
Okay,
Uh,
go on.
Remote work is the key to increase employee satisfaction and motivation. Yes, I think it's yes, I agree with this phrase. I was thinking, but I agree with yes, I totally agree. As uh, talking about satisfaction and motivation, you can remote work, you can sleep a little more, you know. You can uh, if you make a good manager of your tasks, you can take a nap in the afternoon, you know, just a little time to take a nap. I think it's I I got it when I was working in the pandemic, and so uh, you can manage just your tasks and uh, descansar. I forget this word. This word, I forget. To relax. I think to relax. Uh, I think there are many benefits in remote work. As we are talking, we are sad, and you can in the lunchtime you can do uh, uh, some important subject that you decided. For example, you can study, you can uh, go to the supermarket to buy something, you can enjoy your preparing your food with your girlfriend or with your mother, with your wife. There are many reasons to be motivated, to be satisfaction, to well-being, working remotely. And to the company, if the employee are satisfaction, the company will be satisfaction as well, because the uh, everything tudo transfere para a empresa, everything. I think it's good. It's wonderful. I
All
don't
right.
have any words to disagree.
All right. All right. And what about you, Antonio? What do you think about that?
So okay. In my case today, I think that's a good opportunity because I would have the opportunity to teach classes at the university with the difficult to the traffic because Lviv is a in capital, for example, have the problem you study in one place, but your work is so far and have the located in the traffic car and the other things that's very bad to to manage the time between one and other task activity. So in my case, it's good. I think the possibility to teacher classes remote.
All right. And thinking about teaching, a good job can be done, I think, if you are, of course, there are different kinds of teachers, There are good ones and bad ones, as every place, but in your work, I think you can do a good job even you are on site or if you are remotely. All right. And okay, Antonio, how was, it's not a question on the list, but how was your experience? I think during the pandemic you were studying, as you say. How was the experience to you studying from your home? How was the experience to you during the pandemic?
So,
It was
okay.
easy or was hard? How was
So,
that?
no, it's easy, no, it's it's very difficult because I don't know explain why, but w when we have a class all day, because my course is uh all the day, integral, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So in the
Full
presential,
time. You can say full time.
exactly full time, because I had classes in the morning, in the afternoon, since the 8 a.m. and it's possible to have classes in 6 p.m., for example. And in presential, it's okay, but in the remote, it's very, very tired to stay in the notebook all day. It's very exhaustive to have 4 hours of classes, very, it's not good. But we try. But in this case, depend of the methodology of the teacher, the way that the teacher administration the class, it make difference in this case. Um, but in my course, that is chemistry, I feel that one the subject was not so good, because normally it's a kind of the subject that we have the laboratory, for example, to administration experiment in presential, and make this remote just to watch a video. For me, it's not a full experience.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. If you need to be in a lab, it would be good if you had the experience presentially. And for you, Rogério, how was the experience of your work during the pandemic? You say you like to work remotely, but in your house with your family, I don't know if you're married or if you're single, how was the experience? Your family help you with that, or it was easy, it was hard? How was the experience to you?
I am married. My wife loves this. See myself at home, to help her to make a food, dinner, uh, lunch, help. I was helping her to uh, uh, doing
The home activities, home
yes,
chores.
yes, home
Yeah.
activities. Nice. Yes, thank you. For me, it was good moments to work remotely, and I can study. I can do my hobbies. Was wonderful. I love this moments.
All right, all right. Yeah, I had to say the best part to me during the pandemic and working remotely, it's because I like to use my own bathroom, Eu gosto de usar meu próprio banheiro. So that's the, how can I say, it's an amazing experience. You can go to the bathroom without thinking if someone uh, had to use that same bathroom before or not. It's a good experience to me. And guys, you came from the other room. How was the conversation there, Yanka?
It was really nice. It was a good experience to answer this kind of question, this kind of format that you proposed today. It was really interesting to agree or disagree with the sentence. Please keep going with this format. It was really interesting. And we agree and disagree between ourselves about the sentence also, but it was nice to know better each other and to think about remote or on-site work, I
All right.
guess.
So you are a research. Antonio is doing his master degree, and you are doing a research as well. And to you, it's best to work remotely or a hybrid work. What works? What is best to you in your case, in your job?
To me, hybrid is nice, but not hybrid every week, just in some moments, in some month, in some days to go at the uni and to see each other, to see my colleagues. But I prefer work remotely. I prefer work from home and just see my colleagues one time a month, maybe, or each 2 months I see them.
It's enough. One time per
Yeah,
month, it's enough.
they are toxic. Me also. So it's a toxic environment in there, actually.
I'm sorry, I was laughing. Eu tava rindo alto aqui. It was a true experience. And what about you, Osvaldo? How was the conversation to you? Do you prefer to work remotely, hybrid work, on site?
Well, like Carlos, we are working at the software development. It's so good to work remotely, but I can see the companies look, so maybe hybrid work could be effective in this case. But like I said at the other room, depends of the context, depends of the people leads the company and the employers, in my opinion. So for me, that I have a side project currently, a totally remote mode. I maybe a hybrid mode can do the better things, can give us the better things in our daily tasks.
All right. And what about you, Jean Jules? How was the experience, the conversation in the other room? Do you prefer to work remotely? You are a software engineer as well?
Yes. It was a good conversation. I liked to talk here. Each one was there. And I like remotely, full remotely work and go to the company only in the events that happening, not every you stay there to working unless that my company was on my street. I used to there all day, don't have
Uh,
problem. But I prefer is work full remotely and go there when we have party and New Year's Eve party, for example, and go there and to know uh me to talk with the people that I have in my team and to know new people there. But no for working. I can go there for it. I can, but I prefer stay at my home and work from my home, and that's
yeah.
it.
I agree with you, Jean Gilson. I prefer to go to the company only to have a party or to hang out with guys in there. I